Hey guys, what's up? It's Signal Warden. Alright, so if you remember we left off, we were going to go into the Mudflats. I forgot to go to the waypoint before I ended that episode, so I had to go all the way back through to get to the waypoint and activate it so we can go right there. So while I did that, I ended up leveling. Not a big thing, but I didn't want to put any skill points in, and I picked up a bunch of new drops, so I figured I would show you those drops and those gems that are socketed now, and we can level everything up at the same time and we can go through all that together. So let's take a look at the items first. You'll notice he doesn't have that doofy mash hat anymore. I replaced it with this helmet, which you can see it's socketed with 2 gems already. And it's Beetle's Rusted Helmet, and the reason I went with this was because of the increased armor and evasion and the block and stun recovery. Which the block and stun recovery is really helpful when you're melee. So you can see I also put a second shank in that's just straight for DPS, better critical strike chance. He's also got this amulet. He was having a lot of mana problems because a lot of his damage comes from the double strike, and that just chews through his mana. You can see he's only got 63 mana, and the double strike costs 8 mana. So going through one mob when there's no regen on that is like, it chews through it. So now he's got regen, and I got him a boost to max life, so you can see now he's at 100. Shield is only 15, so it's not going to cover a lot of spell damage. What else? I believe the chain is also added too, which has some armor and also a chance to block, stun, and recovery, so it works really well with the helmet. The boots haven't changed, the gauntlets haven't changed. I believe that's it. You'll also see down here I got these 2 daggers, or they're skinning knives. They function the same as the shanks, but they have a higher physical damage, and they both have this. They both still have the 40% crit strike. But you'll notice it's level 5. I am only level 4, but we're gonna hit level 5 really soon, so we can hit that together. Now, the other thing is, you can see these 2 gems are about to level up. So we got Double Strike, which is going to level up. So right now, Double Strike is 3% increased physical damage and 70% damage effectiveness. And we will level that up now. So when we check out our Double Strike, 6% increased plus effectiveness, so it's gonna do a little more damage now. I don't know why the damage effectiveness is dancing like that. It's really weird. And then we got Fire Trap, which I didn't use as much as I should have, but I'm gonna try and use that a little more. It is a nice looking spell, and it does some pretty significant damage. And you can store 3 of them at a time, which is really nice. So we'll level that up, and Fire Trap. Let me see if maybe we could store more. 5 to 7, 34 DPS per second. Doesn't even say now. Okay, now it looks like it actually functions a little different, which is interesting. Instead of storing 3 over time, you get 3 before it goes on cooldown, which is interesting. I like that. Okay, now, like I said, there were 2 gems that I picked up along the way. The first one is a dual strike. Not double strike, which hits with our main hand twice, but a dual strike which hits with both weapons at the same time and has really good synergy with the dual wield being the same weapon or both having high impact, which is why I switched out to having both shanks instead of having that spiky thing that didn't do as much damage. The passive wasn't worth it. So we have this now, which is going to do sufficiently more damage, which should be pretty cool. And the other spell I think you guys are going to dig, because it's pretty awesome, is Detonate Dead. Explodes an unused corpse, dealing fire and physical damages to nearby enemies. Dude, it blows up dead motherfuckers next to you. See those dudes behind you? You can blow those motherfuckers up. That is so cool. Alright. So that's out of the way. Let us... Alright, this... I'm just going to change our skills a little bit here. This should be double strike. This should be dual strike. And this should be fire trap. Okay. Now, we have some skill point available. So let's take a look at our skill tree. I honestly don't even remember what the heck we were doing with it. So it looks like we only allocated 2 points. So we can go either intelligence, or focus specifically on spell damage, or we can go attack speed. We can take it down the movement speed, or one-handed damage. We don't want one-handed damage because we're doing dual, and this is projectile, so neither one of those are really helpful to us because we're dual wielding. I'd rather get to the acceleration by going through the dexterity route. So we're just going to leave maybe the move speed, but for now, let's see. We got spell damage. Mental acuity would be really nice. Cast speed is okay, but we're not really relying on casts that much. We do have melee damage in between, so elemental damage would be better. So we could go spell damage, or we could just go straight intelligence. I think we're gonna go spell damage so that we can get to this elemental damage tree and really do some serious fire damage. Okay. Boom. So, you know, we got a little bit ways to go. A little bit. You can see I haven't ended up putting anything into my intelligence, dexterity, what have you. And also, so you can see the way this works, the reason you would get intelligence, you get +1 mana, +1 energy shield, plus it meets requirements for certain gems. So the higher end magic stuff is going to be based on intelligence, and you have to have a certain amount of intelligence to use them. Which is why, if we want to do ridiculous spell damage, which we do want to do because it looks fucking cool, we're going to want to spec all the way through in intelligence, and we're going to want to hit... There is a savant point. I'm not sure exactly where it is on his tree, but they all have savants. Ooh, his looks like it's far out there. Anyhow, so then we'll go into dexterity, and then once we're here we could go into strength if we wanted to on either end. So we can build our spell damage, and then at the same time we can go spec through dexterity and spec into strength on both sides so that we can be, you know, kind of a badass later on. And it won't hurt us because we're still going to keep speccing into intelligence. And chaos resist, when I get to this, oh man, that is needed because... I tried on one of my other accounts. Chaos damage is craziness. Alright, so that's that. Let's go down to the mud gates. And have a little fun. So you can see this is how the waypoints work. We have this waypoint activated at all times from the time we get to town. When you find new ones, like I did in the Mudflats, and you're going to see more as the map comes up, there's none down in the terraces, and we haven't gone into the, I forget what it's called, but there's another area off the terraces. And you'll see there's no little portal symbol for terraces, but there is a little portal symbol for Mudflats. When it's activated, it'll blink on the map. So you can go there. You can see it blinking. So in order to activate it, you basically just have to use it. So you just go to the waypoint, and you'll see, you can jump right to it now. Use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out, obviously. Okay, so here's the waypoint in the Mudflats. Most waypoints look like this. Interestingly enough, you can see it marked out in blue in your overhead map. Blue is always the waypoints, and orange is always gates. If we went to this orange point, and X is us, obviously, but if we went to this orange point around the bend, that'll take us back into the terraces. So, yeah, that's the waypoint. You basically just go to it, stand on it, and activate it, and now we can go back to Lion Eyes Watch if we want to, but we don't. We want to kill some stuff, so let's get to killing stuff. What's up, cat? There's not a cat in the game. That's my cat. You there! I choose to kill you. And you. Fire trap. And we're only going to focus on picking up stuff we need. I'm going to leave a lot of garbage behind. Oh, I'm going to kill you. Oh, yeah. That's the dual strike, and it is pretty. Let's try this out. It's just not doing that much damage right now. I mean, it's not leveled the way the others are, so. Awesome. Oh, that is too much fun. Oh, I just want to blow all of them up. Alright. Taking damage.
With every death, I live a little bit more.
What do we got? Iron Greaves, don't need. Short bow, don't need. What are you doing still alive? Alright, I actually do have, if you look on my alternate hand, I do have a bow. Not very good with it. No, we don't even need those. Alright. Oh, shit. Alright, I need to switch back to my regular hand. There we go. Oh, I love that. Scroll of Wisdom. Alright. Haliotis Glyph, or what we will now refer to as the Halitosis Glyph. It doesn't seem to do anything. Find a use for this strange what have you in the Mudflat. Chainmail vest, that's nice. So that's our new mission, breaking some eggs. Look around the Mudflats for more clues as to the purpose of the strange glyph. So we will do that. And while we do that, we will kill them. And our gem just leveled up. Which gem was it? It was Detonate the Dead! Yeah! Alright, there's basically a veteran monster there. Resists cold, but he has no fire resistance, so let's go mess him up! Oh, I died. Sorry guys, not playing at my best. I'm petting my cat. Alright, wait, while we're here, let's level up real quick. Alright. So, could do more elemental damage. We said we don't want to increase the cast speed, or we could increase our movement speed. Let's do more elemental damage. Why not? Why not burn people harder? That's what I say. Alright. For real now, I swear I'm paying attention. I promise. I promise. Stop looking at me like that. You, zombies. Come on with that. There you go. There's that more elemental damage kicking in. And a chest. We don't want that. Alright, we can go into the Fetid Pool. I don't know if I'm ready to handle the Fetid Pool. Let's just keep going around a little bit and causing some more mayhem. Oh, this dude again. Quicksilver flask. That's going to be useful. Chest plate requires 25 strength, which I don't have. Chainmail vest. No. Alright. Well. Alright. This is pretty cool. This, basically will give you... Oh, I upgraded my flasks, too. I don't know if you see that. They're larger now. This was the regular one, and then I upgraded them to the larger ones. So, the Superior Quicksilver Flask gives you increased move speed for a standard period of time, which is really, really cool. We're going to swap out this 1 HP, and you can see our halitosis glyph there. It's pretty neat. I think it's the green pot is what that one is. It fills up with green. It's empty right now because we got to kill some bitches. Killing bitches. Alright, we already killed them bitches. Oh, come over here, buddy. Come over here. Come on. Come on. I love it. Oh, I love the crit on this. Okay, where are you going? Be running away. Small life flask, we don't really need any more. I have a ton of them in my stash. You gonna die. You gonna die. You gonna die. Orb of Regrets. That's cool. I haven't seen that one yet. It grants a passive skill refund. Alright, so we could... It's basically a respec point that you can use whenever you want, and you can throw it to any character. That's cool. I'm just going to keep that in my stash forever. Oh. The wall seems to require 3 strangely odd shapes. So that's the use for the glyphs. So, let's go find more of these little egg things. Because that's our glyphs, like the halitosis glyph. Oh, I love it. Don't need any of that. Yeah, I have a feeling that Detonating the Dead skill is gonna get really beefy as you level up, but as it stands, it's just not that powerful.
Feeling a bit short on mana.
Oh, shut your face. Okay, here's the next glyph, the Roseus glyph, or Roseus glyph. we're gonna call it a Rochambeau glyph, because that's funny, and I'll Rochambeau all of them. I'm not keen on the fact that I can't select which target I'm gonna blow up, but it's a small price. Jesus Christ. It's a small price to pay for being able to blow up random dead bodies. Sometimes you gotta take what you can get. Glass shank, it's no different than the one I have, so we'll ignore that. Another Orb of Chance. Nice. Good pickups. You guys are good luck. I am Altair. Alright, we gotta find that last nest. Does some barrels randomly explode but deal no damage to you? Like, I don't get the point. I saw something moving. You're gonna die! Yes, in the last nest. There it is, the Ammonite glyph. Take the glyphs to the glyph wall. Yeah, I could have handled that one, I think. I don't think they're giving me enough credit on that one. The hell is the glyph wall? There it is. All the way around this bend. You can see the overlay map is substantially more impressive once you've explored the terrain. There's the glyphs. The cave is open. We're not going to go in there yet. So I got to speak to Tarly for my reward. But what I think I'm going to do is, because I want to show you guys another spot before we get it, because that section is pretty elaborate, it goes on for a while, is I want to go to the Fetid Pool. Just follow this stream. Pretty sure. Yeah. This is a cool little area. Ask Tarly about the Fetid Pool. Yeah, I don't think so. Really nice looking map.
Feeling a bit short on mana.
Yeah. Ooh, we just leveled again. Oh, we could switch to our skinning knives now. Let's do that. Let's switch to our skinning knives. Do we have any gems installed? We don't. Alright, so we should be able to do a little more palatable damage now. Let's see. Yeah! Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Alright, well, we got the second here. Let's see. We could do more elemental damage, but I kind of want to spec into my attack speed a little bit more. Let's spec into dexterity. Let's see, rawhide boots. No, we don't need any of that. Which one are we almost leveled here? Detonate the Dead is almost leveled. Yeah, so, I mean, the skill gem's level as you level, so, you know, whatever. You know, while we're down here, there is something that I want to talk about. Something that bothered the hell out of me the other day. On, a YouTube channel who I won't name because, as much as I hate them, I don't think I'd say no to a paycheck from them. And I'll give you a hint, it is not the Game Station, because they're awesome. There was a video that compared this game to Diablo 3. And it put it in a head-to-head comparison. First off, it put it in a head-to-head comparison unfairly. Like, it didn't even make sense what they did. It was stupid. But beyond the fact that they got most of their facts wrong, like, one of their complaints was that they couldn't see items on the ground. And it's like, alright, dude, seriously, like, you can't see items on the ground? Here, I'll help you out by... you press Z. See, here, Z, now you can't see the items anymore. Alright? If you hold Alt, you can see the items. You let it go, you can't see them. Alt, you can see them. No, you can't. Press Z and it's always on. It's really easy, and it's shown in the tutorial. Like, the first level, the tutorial level before you get to town. The other complaint was that... I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something ridiculous. I wish I had somebody here that could remind me. But regardless of what the complaints were or weren't, it was a ridiculously biased... I won't call it a review. They didn't call it a review, therefore I think it's only fair that I don't call it a review. But basically, it painted Diablo 3 as this wonderful exercise in great game design that was, you know, unduly shat on. And I'm sorry, but that wasn't the case.
Feeling a bit short on mana.
Like, what we actually saw with Diablo 3 was a multi-million-dollar company who has a ridiculous amount of experience in the game industry, in designing games, in launching major titles, who failed to prepare for the launch of a major game. There should have been substantial research and intelligence going on. When you have that kind of budget, there's no excuse not to have it. And they failed on the delivery of that product. It dropped. It was more trouble than it was worth. Now, conversely, you have this game made by Grinding Gear Games. They're an indie studio. They're trying to make the best game that they can, and they've come up with something really wonderful. Ooh, hold on. Boss. I'll come right back to that. That was easy. They've come up with something really wonderful. They've come up with a game that doesn't feel buggy or glitchy. It's smooth, it's good looking, and it delivers on the promise of what a Diablo 3 that came after Diablo 2 should have been, could have been. And one of the things that... Oh, that was the other complaint. The fact that there was no PvP in either one, which is... It's patently false. There is, in fact, PvP in Path of Exile. Just... Sorry, there is. You're just wrong, guy. And, But what bothers me about the whole thing isn't the fact that it defended Diablo unfairly. It isn't the fact that it clearly there was no gameplay experience on behalf of the reviewer, or I'm sorry, the comparer, when it comes to Path of Exile. What bothers me is the fact that they had the balls to put up a indie beta up against a top tier, oh damn it, I died, a top tier studio's game. I mean, it's fucking Blizzard, alright? I mean, what else do you have to say? It's Blizzard, it's Diablo, it's one of the most recognized, it's the franchise that basically created this genre. And sorry to call it what it is, but they dropped the ball. Deal with it. Yeah, I have kind of a few of these. I don't even need to put that there. I'm just gonna fucking sell that. But yeah, like, it's a beta. And you're comparing it to a game that's been released for how long? I can't even remember how long Diablo 3 has been out now. I mean, that'd be one thing if it was just a random person on YouTube, whatever. Unfortunately, if you're representing a major YouTube network whose bread and butter is gaming, know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, take a little bit of time to put a little bit of effort into understanding the games that you're going to go out there and talk about. And they were put on blast by, you know, YouTube, which, I mean, it's YouTube, that's what they do, they put people on blast. But, like, they were called out because the only reason that this video, this comparison existed in the first place was because they started getting a buzz on this game, Path of Exile. That's it. And this network wanted to go ahead and get their video out that has the words Path of Exile in the title before anybody else could saturate the YouTube market with it. And guess what? It's gonna backfire. Like, I mean, let's face it, we all know exactly what giant YouTube channel we're talking about. Starts with an M. You know, has nothing to do with Mega Man. But, like, they've already lost all their credibility from the gaming community. Myself, even, I mean, I'm subscribed to one of their networks, but it's only for one show, and honestly, I really think that person would be better served by going to the game station. I really, really do. You might make more money by machinima, but man, you certainly lose a lot more credibility. Like, it's just, I don't understand what they were hoping to achieve by doing that. Dripping Dead of Flames. Oh, these guys are extra fire resistant. I hope that people put more pressure on certain YouTube channels, especially the bigger ones. I mean, look, if you want to call me out on bullshit, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I'm just one guy who's putting together a couple YouTube videos for your enjoyment. You know, I want to get followers. I'd like to make a buck off of this. Who wouldn't want to make a buck doing something that they enjoy? But the reality is that there's certain YouTube networks that make substantial amount of money off of this stuff. Enough money that people can do it for a living. And I think that people should continue to be able to do that for a living, but at the same time, they should be held accountable now before a situation occurs where you end up with something like what we have on certain network television, where there's no gaming involved in gaming television anymore. You know, there's certain gaming networks that have become the MTV of gaming. There's nothing to do with gaming on it anymore. And this video article, this farce of fair coverage, is a prime example. And look, if you want to call me a fanboy for this game, alright, I'll take that. And you know what? There's some definite legitimacy to that. I really do love this game, and I love the fact that it comes from an indie dev. Whatever. I'll admit it. But at the same time, there's problems with this game, yeah, but I'm not going to harp on them. Do you know why? No, not because I think that an indie game company is too good to shit on, or the fact that their indie makes them too good, but because it's in fucking beta. I'm not going to draw a comparison to this and like Torchlight 2, which mind you wasn't in the comparison, because it's in fucking beta. Like, yeah, the servers are dropping because they're testing the servers, and they don't have Blizzard's ridiculous servers. Like, Blizzard's... Oh, great, Necromancer. Hold on. Gotta focus a little bit on this. This guy sucks.
Feeling a bit short on mana.
Yeah, feeling a bit short on life, too. Let's back up for a little bit. And we need to drop one of these. And we need to take some more of that. And why are you not going where I tell you? Oh, good. He's dead. Okay. No way. 5 monsters remaining and they're all here? I don't buy it. I've been through here a few times, and I've never gotten all the monsters towards the end. I'm really happy about that. It must be because I'm ranting about Blizzard. Oh, no! It's a lie! There's 1 monster remaining. Now I gotta go hunt him down. It's so annoying. Alright, Footman's Cast. Don't need no deed. I don't need any of that. Alright, so yeah, I mean, that's my little rant on that. Like, if you're gonna do a video and you're like me and you're just doing this in your spare time to try and follow something you're passionate about, that's fine, you know? But if you're gonna be on a purported gaming network and you're gonna just throw out completely disingenuous bullshit like that, well, then that's not alright. Like, you are essentially someone that people look towards to gain information, and I'm not going to pretend that gaming is the most important thing in the world. The world does not shift and tilt based on the success or failures of the video game industry, but it's an industry nonetheless, and people do spend money on it, and music journalists and, you know, cinema journalists and television journalists, to a lesser extent, are held accountable for their failings when there is a public who's looking for them for information. And it doesn't seem to be that the same thing is being held up in the gaming industry, and that is sad. And I'm sorry, this is so annoying. Here's a complaint. Like, I perpetually hated this kind of mission in every single Diablo clone, where you have 1 monster left and you gotta go find them, and it doesn't appear on the goddamn map, so you just gotta go walk around in circles until something moves. I bet he's in this corner up here. Yep, there you are. Dick. Okay, talk to Tarly for your reward. This is actually going to be a really good time to show you a portal scroll. First off, let's get this passive skill point. And we can keep going into dexterity, which will help us with acceleration, because I kind of want to circumvent this entire thing. Like, we can get the move speed, but we don't really need the projectile damage, and we don't need the one-handed damage, because we're not using one-handed melee weapons, which I guess is what Shadow's for, but I don't care. We're dual-wielding, bitch. Yeah, see, I want to come down here. Claw damage. Or is there a dagger? There is a dagger. So, I want to come through dexterity, strength. We're going to go intelligence and get a couple of intelligence points here. So we're basically going to be folding down into, what is this, attack speed and evasion. We're going to be moving down into the starting area for ranger. So we are going to path down this way. Yeah, I want to come down here, this way, and then we're going to get dagger, and then we're going to go savant. That's the savant. I knew there was a savant path somewhere. And we'll go to the dagger points, and the life points are what I want, and this is all projectile stuff. I don't want that, so we won't go that way. We're going to want frenzy charges when we get to that. This is chance with bows. Elemental status ailments, we want that. Yeah, so we're going to want to go this way. What the hell was I talking about? Right, how scumbaggy certain people can be. So yeah, I'll just wrap that up, and you know, basically, it's disingenuous and it's wrong, and it's taking advantage of a situation where you have a name that's commercially viable, so that you can attach it to something else and get more hits when you're doing it. And here's my problem with it. It's not just that they lied about it. It's that, as I said, Grinding Gears is an indie studio, and this network is the biggest mouthpiece for game companies. And here they are, I mean, outside of us, the players, but here they are spouting ignorance that makes this game company, who's done something really fantastic with this game, look bad on a grand scale so that they can get more hits. It's basically an accidental slander campaign to the benefit of Blizzard, to the detriment of Grinding Gear, and to the benefit of blah 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 channel. I think I already said it, but we're going to pretend I didn't. So yeah, that's my rant on that. Let's get back to this game. And I'm going to show you one last cool little thing that we didn't get a chance to show you last time, since we got to go back to town. So, we have here two different kinds of scrolls. We have Scrolls of Wisdom, which, as we said, will identify unidentified objects so that we can see what their past is. For example, this guy here. It would just come out as a shabby jerkin. That doesn't sound great. It would just come out as a shabby jerkin until we can't use it because it's going to be in red in our inventory until we use a knowledge scroll on it, which will identify the item and give us these passives. Then it'll say Shades Shabby Jerkin of the Newt. Still doesn't sound great, which is 28% increased evasion and the 1.9 life regenerated per second. So yeah, that's the one kind of scroll. The second kind of scroll is much simpler, infinitely cooler, and as you go further in the game, way more useful, and that is this portal scroll. It creates a portal to town. And the reason that's useful is because that's where you sell all your items off, and that's where you reach your stash. So you can go in the middle of a dungeon, and boom, you have a portal to Lion Eye's Watch. So there we are. We're back at Lion Eye's Watch, and you can see there's a portal, and it kind of follows you whichever way you go. So you can always, it's your friend. And we can actually go back inside of it. And you can see he didn't actually disappear through my portal. The portals will always open in that spot. No. Oh. Here's one of the problems with Path of Exile right now. Consistently dropping. So let's get back into there. Luckily, we were already here. We shouldn't have lost anything. We didn't. We're good. That means we completed the mission. So let's go talk to this cat.
So you opened the tidal passage and lived to tell the tale. Forgive me if I don't seem over the moon about it. I was running down a wounded rower one night's eve when I glimpsed something in that watery cave behind the mists of the falls. Looked a bit like one of those sand spitters, but the size of a bloody ox. I reckon it'll be nesting down in the flooded depths. somewhere below that submerged tunnel. If you're going that way, then do us a favor. Take this and go spill the old shield crab's guts before it gets hungry and comes looking for us.
Alright, and our reward is a awesome gem. Poison arrow, chaos damage. Dude, that shit is OP. But I have it on my ranger. Let's go with something else. Detonate the dead we already have. Ethereal knives. I haven't seen this one. Fires an arc of knives in front of the caster which deal physical damage. That's got some potential. Whirling blades. This one. Dive through enemies dealing weapon damage. Only works with daggers, claws, and one-handed swords. Well, we're kind of going to be specializing in daggers, so that's pretty good too. A bear trap. Ooh. Throws a trap that damages and immobilizes a single enemy, single target, which is nice. However, I don't know if I want that just because of the fact that, like, I deal so much focused single target damage right now. Yeah, I'm going to avoid that. Cold Snap, an AoE spell. There's a lot of good spells in this one. Why are you hooking me up? So, ice crystals protrude from the ground at target location. Monsters in this area. Oh, they have purchasable, essentially, purchasable effects, spell effects for certain spells, and this is one of them, where when you normally use it, it's just like shards of ice that come up, but you can actually buy a spell animation where a giant icy hand comes up and grabs them. It's just, that's one of the cooler microtransaction things I've seen. Like, that's the way microtransactions should be. Like, that's putting some fucking effort into it. Go you. Go you, grinding gears. You're so proud. I'm so proud. So yeah, it deals cold damage. I mean, that doesn't really synergize with anything I have, though. I mean, I have, let me see. It's lightning resistance. Physical damage. See, that does fire damage. It does fire damage. I mean, I guess it might not be a bad idea to have it. Ice Spear. I do like the idea of having these ice spells, though. Ooh. I like that. Chaos magic is awesome. Only thing is, I wish it was a passive, but I think we're going to take this guy.
A necromancer? We've got enough undead wandering around without someone raising more for us to deal with.
This is the Fetid Pool
well,
he's talking about now.
Good to see you don't mind getting your hands filthy. Here, have this. To mark a dirty job well done. I've travelled inland on the Emperor's Road via the Prisoner's Gate.
In case you didn't see,
had to skirt around Axiom Prison. That's the holdfast of Brutus the Warden. Bloody treacherous trip it was. Worth it? There's forest inland. Game, berries, fruit. More food than we can scrounge here. But most here wouldn't survive the journey. Would be a damn sight easier if we could pass through the prison. Tell you what, you carve us a path up the coast. Find us a way past or through Brutus, and you'll have more than a few lives owing to you.
Alright, we're not going to do that mission yet, but Brutus is actually the reason that I wanted to get that chaos magic stacks, because stacking chaos magic on boss enemies is fucking awesome, and I haven't seen anything that's resistant to chaos magic, which is great. So yeah, that's that, and we can see we can find the Emperor's Road as the Mudflats, and we want to go up to the Fetid Pool again. No, we want to go this way. So next time we're gonna do a quick run and finish off this mission to get Bastel's thing for what's-her-face. And then after we knock that one out really fast, we're going to jump ahead and do Dweller of the Deep. So, yeah, that's where we're going to stop for now. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to wash your hands after you touch yourself, and take your vitamins, and make sure that you're wearing clean underwear, because your mom wanted me to tell you that in case you get hit by a car, and she doesn't want you to have dirty underwear. I love you! I will see you next time!